Here, some extinct animals people in ancient civilizations saw. And thank God I didn't. First on this list is the moa. In New Zealand, people once lived alongside the tallest bird in history. The moa stood up to 12 feet tall and weighed over 500 pounds. And it's a flightless bird. It couldn't fly. And that's terrifying. Let me tell you why. Now, the moa weren't violent predators at all. They were herbivores. But if threatened, they can't fly now, can they? So all they knew, quite literally, is violence. They could defend themselves with powerful kicks like ostriches do today. And come on, look at this face. You know they are not scared. They have actually never been scared. No, you should be the one that's scared. Anyways, they didn't really stand a chance once the Moria arrived. Within just a couple of hundred years, every single moa was hunted to extinction by the 1400s. But the moa had an enemy, and that's number 2 on this list, which is not a list by the way, the Hestis eagle. Now, this wasn't just some regular bird of prey. This was the largest eagle to ever live. A wingspan of nearly 10 feet, talons as big as a tiger claws, powerful enough to strike down a full-grown freaking moa. This eagle was the apex predator of New Zealand. For humans, the sight of it must have been terrifying. Even old Moria stories talk about enormous man-eating birds, which many historians now believe were based on encounters with the Hestis eagle. But its fate was tied to the moa. When humans hunted the moa to extinction, the eagle lost its only major food source. By the 1400s, it had disappeared. Dude, what are you looking at? I'm a drunk cartoon character. You can't... Okay, I have a great fear of birds. Also, I read and reply to every comment I get, so just say hi, I guess. Next, the Barbary lion. This formidable beast once ruled across North Africa, from Morocco to Egypt. It was one of the largest lion subspecies ever recorded. Males could reach over 8 feet long, stand nearly 4 feet tall at the shoulder, and weigh up to 600 pounds. That's not all. They had this thick and dark mane covering their head, neck, and chest, which made them look even larger and more intimidating in the wild. In ancient Egypt, they were kept as royal animals, a living display of power. Centuries later, Roman emperors displayed them in triumphs, and they were even thrown into gladiators' arena, where their sheer size and strength terrified crowds. To face one of those lions would have been like fucking terrifying. They could bring down large prey like wild cattle with ease. Gladiators had no chance against those things. Anyway, centuries of overhunting and capturing by humans slowly drove them to extinction. By the early 1900s, the Barbary lion was gone from the wilds. The aurochs was this massive beast who roamed across Europe, Asia, and North Africa. It was the wild ancestor of every cow alive today. Males could stand up 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh, well, over 2,000 pounds, with huge forward curving horns stretching up to 3 feet long. They were built like, I don't know, huge, and well, that made them dangerous. Ancient hunters described them as ferocious, capable of charging with enough force to kill a man outright. Even Julius Caesar wrote about how wild and nearly untamable they were. Over time, humans tried to domesticate their smaller descendants for farming, but the true aurochs remained a fearsome giant of the wild. By the 1600s, they were gone, driven to extinction by the most dangerous predator of all, humans. Last one on this list is the straight-tusked elephant. And listen, I know it predates civilization, but it did live alongside humans, and to be honest, it was just so interesting to me to not include. This was one of the largest land mammals to ever walk the earth. Picture an elephant even bigger than today's giants, standing nearly 14 feet tall and weighing close to 15 tons. And then the tusks. Not the usual curve you see today, but massive 12 feet straight spears jutting forward. Some researchers think they even use them like shovels to push things aside and dig. Their skulls were built for it, with reinforced bone and muscle anchors to swing those tusks and destroy, well, everything. And the early humans would have seen those things work. There's even evidence that those humans hunted and butchered them, which is insane when you think about it. It's like, how? Oh my god, now I have fear of humans. Wait, I am an introvert, so I already does.